Ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to start, if you were standing on my left outside the tent, everyone who is standing on my left outside the tent, tafadhali, clear that path, tafadhali. And please, again, I have to remind you, wear your mask. We have to make sure we follow all COVID-19 protocols as we welcome our guest of honor and the leadership from Betika. All right, so everyone settle down. Everyone settle down, make sure you have your mask on. If you're seated in this tent, kindly, kama hauna kiti, stand at the back, all right? And one more time, a big shout out to Betika, na community for helping nurture sports and youth talent right here in the 254. Remember, Betika is the official sponsors of the Kenya football team, Sofapaka, and as well as the Kenya National Super League for a period of 3 years, actually, right? So we want to thank you so much for coming through. I can see one of our idols, ameshaka. Kila mtu akiwa mdogo, hata ile gari ulikuwa unatengeneza na carton ya maziwa, ukiendesha kwa estate unajiita Patrick Njiru. Again, if you do not have a seat inside the tent, kindly stand at the back. No, you can stand. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause as we welcome our guests. Tafadhali, a round of applause. A round of applause. Karibu sana daktari. And the Betika. Karibu sana, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Those that don't have seats, kindly stand at the back. All right. Kila mtu kuna nafasi yake. And before we get the ball rolling, we are going to have to play the national anthem. Ndio tuweze kuanza official. So kindly, kama bado umekaa, unaweza kusimama. DJ. Thank you very much. You can have your seats. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official launch of the World Rally Championships, Betika.com. And we're excited to be here to launch our 4 teams that are going to be representing Kenya in the Safari Rally that is slated to happen later on in the month. And right about now, without much further ado, I would like to welcome Betika CEO, Nick Murutu. Round of applause.
Jambo. Limbani, Edward Joroge and Lynette Ayuko, the media fraternity, friends of Betika and the Betika management and staff. I would like to welcome you to this event today and basically to celebrate that after 18 years of absence, the WRC is finally back in Kenya. And I think we owe each other a big hearty clap. And I believe that this would not have been possible without the support of His Excellency the President, the support of Ministry of Sports. I think we need to give another hearty hand of applause for them. And for those of you who are my age mates, I think you remember there were days when we used to be very happy during school holidays, during Easter times. I think it was always near that time at KICC. It used to be launched, and we would be very, very glad to see Kenyan drivers like Patrick Giroux on my left, Ian Duncan, Shekhar Mehta. I think you can remember some of those names. And so this is another, should I say, a rebirth, where we are probably going to start seeing new heroes. Some of them will be local, of course, and we hope that part of this sponsorship, these 4 cars that you see here, we'll be so glad that 1, 2, 3, 4 would be part of the top 10 finishers in this Safari Rally. And so Betika is at the forefront of uplifting Kenyan sportsmen and women. I think you've seen a lot of work that we've done in soccer, a lot of work you've seen Sofapaka, which we support. And so we aim to continue with Betika and Community and Betika Foundation to continue being a sports partner with the Ministry of Sports. But more importantly, we are looking for more sustainable solutions, because sports is not an event. I mean, sportsmen are there, they are active, but they are also off seasons as well. And there are periods that they need to be when they're not earning anything. And these are things that we are looking to support our sportsmen and women. And over the last 2 years, since the launch of Betika and Community Initiative, Betika has invested hundreds of millions, majorly towards grassroots football. This year, we intended to spread our wings further and basically support 4 teams in the Safari Rally. So we are looking at an expenditure of between 80 and 100 million to support this event. Thank you. And while we are not putting any pressure for the teams that we've sponsored, I think they owe it to us to do the best that they can. And with those words, I really would like to thank you. Asanteni.
Thank you very much, Bwana CEO. One more time, a round of applause. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the person I'm about to introduce next, his name supersedes him. He has been a legend, an icon of Kenya Rally, and it is my great pleasure to introduce the one and only Patrick Giroux. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much. Bwana Madam Waziri, mambo ambayo yanafanyika hapa leo inanikumbusha miaka ya zamani, mwaka wa 1986 tulipokuwa na mzee mmoja anaitwa Koseki, akatuletea magari hapa, tukatengeneza club ilikuwa inaitwa Subaru Motorsports Group. Na kati ya hiyo Subaru Motorsports Group ndio mimi niliibuka kama driver peke yake aliyekuwa Mwafrika, na kwa bahati nzuri Mungu akatujalia tukamaliza mashindano hayo ya mwaka huu. Bwana Waziri, mimi ningekushukuru sana kwa vile najua umesapoti hii mambo ya mbio za magari kurudi hapa nchini kwetu. Watu wa media wamekuwa behind us, lakini mtu ambaye kweli amefanya kazi ambayo sisi sote tunataka tuipigie makofi ni Mheshimiwa mtukufu Rais wa Jamhuri yetu ya Kenya. Yeye alichukua jukumu hili, kwa hivyo tumpigie makofi. Asanteni. Manake yeye ni dereva namba 1 na ameingia katika haya mashindano ya mbio hizi. Nikirudi upande wa Betika. Betika, nyinyi ni watu, nyinyi ni kampuni ambayo Bwana Chris, Bwana CEO, mmejitolea, mmeingia mashinani, mmeanza mkapata hawa madreva wetu wote ambao wako hapa. Leo hii ninayo furaha mkinikaribisha hapa. Nina driver mmoja ameingia hapa ambaye nilimuona akiwa siku moja, Bwana Waziri, nilikwenda hospitalini na Ebu McLean kidogo, where is she? Please, I met this young super, she is going to be our future. This is the future. I met her when she was 1 day old. The father took me to the hospital to go to see the mother who is there, to go and see, and I saw her when she was 1 day. And today I've seen her again now when she's going to be the next champion. Betika, you have really done very well. This is the future. This is how to mold the future. You have seen how the ladies are coming. We have our minister who is a lady. We have the Chief Justice who is a lady. We have a Deputy Chief Justice who is a lady. We have the President of Tanzania who is a lady. And now we are going to have our next future champion who is a lady. Tumpigieni makofi. Asanteni sana Betika. Without taking much time, because I know we have been waiting, let me really thank the sponsors, and on behalf of all of you media people, please let's cover the event, and don't forget our local stars. And for our local stars, the only advice I want to give, Bwana Wanjohi, mkiwa hapa nyote wale madreva, just finish kumaliza haya mashindano. Kutokana na hizi mbio mtapata ile publicity ya mjawahi kuona, lakini mmalize. Hata ukiwa wa mwisho, njoo ukiwa wa mwisho, na sisi ndio tutakupatia the best trophy, better than the winning trophy. Congratulations. Thank you, Betika.
Check. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, right about now, I want to introduce you to Team Betika. All right? These are the drivers that are going to be flying the Betika flag high at the Safari Rally. And I want to start with someone who has been in motorsports for years, starting off as a service crew member and progressing into a rally driver for over 8 years. One, Hussein Malik. Karibu sana, DJ. And we are also happy to introduce the navigator, one Chantel, one Lynette Ayuko. Welcome, DJ. The next team that I'm going to introduce, or rather, this team is called Betika Bazenga. Right? And then we also have a driver who started motorsports back in 2018, autocross with a buggy, and in 2016 was a champion in that autocross category. One, Rihan Shah. Autocross with a buggy, and in 2016, Rihan Shah is going to be assisted by one Hashil Limbani. Hashil Limbani and Rihansha, welcome. And this is Team Betika Oteros. The next team that I want to introduce is one historic and passionate driver of the 4x4 challenge. Now the transition from tarmac to gravel. Driver Andrew Mwiruri. Andrew Mwiruri is going to be assisted by navigator Edu Edward Njorogi. Last but not least, and you know we always see the best for last. And just as our legend Patrick Njuru has stated, it is that time that women in Kenya are taking over. Women across the world are taking over. And it is my great pleasure to introduce you the only female team in this safari rally, female driver, Maxine Wahome. Maxine has been racing and driving since she was 12 years old. And she is going to be assisted by navigator Chantal Young. And this team is called Betika Yangs. I'm a Betika my Yangs. Right? So a big thank you to the team. Congratulations. We are praying that you come out on top. But right about now, I want to ask one Hussein, Malik, and Chantal just to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to thank everyone for showing up. Thank you very much. Mostly I'd give thanks to Team Betika bringing us here today. We did the last rally in Naivasha the other day, and Lynette was trending all over the media for, of course, not the best reason. We put our car in a ditch, and while the car was still in the ditch, so Lynette and I were standing outside and we were like, what? Now we have the WRC coming. We don't have a car. Our car was badly damaged. We brought the car. Lynette told me, no, Hussein, just pray, something is going to happen. 3 weeks ago, I got a call from Andrew, and he told me, we're preparing a team for the WRC, and we'd like you to be part of the team. And we were excited, very excited. Thank you again, Andrew. Thank you for choosing us with Team Betika. We're grateful, we're honored. We're going to do our best to make you proud. Like we were told, they want a top 10 from one of us drivers here. So of course, I'll not take it easy on my teammates here. We're going to push. Let's have a good time. Thank you once again, Team Betika. We're grateful, and we'll make you proud. Asante sana.
Afternoon, everybody. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you very much for all of you attending, and yes, it's a lovely event already. It's a nice day. It's turning out to be a nice day. Firstly, of course, I would like to say thank you very much to Team Betika, because without them, we wouldn't be where we are today, and we wouldn't be rallying in the WRC. So I would like to thank them very much. And of course, thank you to all of you for coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you to the teams. Thank you so much. You can have your seats for minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have been waiting for is here. And it is my great pleasure to introduce our guest of honor, Ambassador Dr. Amina Mohammed, CS of Ministry of Sports. Karibu sana.
Well, thank you very, very much. Let me recognize Nicholas Mrutu, and as we were walking here, we actually got to know each other better, and agreed that we were almost relatives. Nicholas, Chief Executive Officer of Betika. Let me recognize somebody also that I've held in very high esteem and that has always entertained, at least in the past, my Easters, and whose name, of course, is legendary, Patrick Njero. Patrick, thank you very much. It's always wonderful to see you, and I'm happy to see you at every event that we host. Thank you for being so loyal to this sport. The rally drivers, Hussein Malik, Rehan Shah, Andrew Muiruri, and Maxine Wahome, the navigators, Chantal Young, Hashil Lebani, Edward Njoroge, and Leneta Yuko, friends of Betika, sports, motorsports enthusiasts, and members of the media. And I want to thank them for being so faithful to motorsport. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the special invitation on the launch of this Betika Rally Driver Sponsorship Program. This year's Safari Rally Championship marks Kenya's return to the WRC calendar. And as you heard from Mr. Mrutu, it's been 18 years, since 2002. As a government, led by His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, we have invested heavily in terms of resources, time. A lot of commitment and determination went into bringing the Safari Rally back. And there's some people that played a really key role. Of course, at the forefront, we have the president who had made a promise to our country that he would bring back the Safari Rally to its home. And Kenya is the home of this Safari Rally. It's part of our heritage, and he promised that he would bring it back, and he kept the promise. The other people that I would like to recognize are really the stakeholders, and they were led by the CEO of the WRC Safari Rally, Phineas Kimanthi, who was supposed to be here with us, but is actually very, very busy condoling with one of our colleagues from the media who lost his father a few days ago. Today is the burial of Elias Makori's father, and we just want also all of us together to express our condolences to that family and to tell them that we keep them in our prayers. And the others are the team that was at the Ministry of Sports that played a really key role, traveling across the world to make sure that we gain the confidence of the international community and to bring the rally back home. So we are happy, looking forward to the beginning of the rally. And so from the 24th to the 27th, we are going to be all, I think, camped in Naivasha, watching these wonderful rally drivers that you've seen and their navigators, take on the most challenging rally in the world. We want to welcome Betika's sponsorship of the rally drivers and navigators. It's a true testament to the quality of the preparations that have gone into this, and of course the quality of the rally that we anticipate. Betika has been a partner of the Ministry of Sports and has supported us through thick and thin. I thanked them earlier on as I met them for supporting us when we wanted them to come forward, give us a bit of money to support our men and women at the height of the coronavirus, and they did not disappoint. Betika was one of the corporates that came forward and said that they would actually put their money where their mouth was. And so, asanteni sana, let's give a hand to Betika. Today I get another opportunity to thank them, of course, for this support of 80 to 100 million that they're giving to these teams. And I don't take it for granted, because all of us are about nurturing our sportsmen and women. It's about developing sport in this country. Kenya is a sporting. In terms of some of the other genre of sport, we are actually one of the best. We're either number one or number two. We expect that the same will happen during the Safari Rally, that we are going to claim that space that Patrick and our other compatriots created for this generation that's coming up.
Thank you very much. One more time, a round of applause, round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, right about now, I want to call back the drivers to their respective cars, and we'll start with Team Bazenga, who are riding in a Mitsubishi. Legendary rally driver Patrick Njiru, and our CS Ambassador Dr. Amina Mohammed for the official launch and flag off of Team Betika. Karibuni sana. So one more time, our CEO, Bonanik. We're also going to be having our legend, Patrick Njiru, and our Daktari Ambassador, Karibuni sana. No, we don't want you to drive. Oh, she can. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have all been waiting for is here. And we want to say a big congratulations in advance to the drivers. Everyone has their favorites, but we pray and hope that they all come out with something to be proud of. And right about now, we want to officially launch and flag off Team Betika. A round of applause, tafadhali. DJ. A round of applause, round of applause, round of applause. Watu wa mashampagne naona huko nyuma. Yes. "19 years since the last time we had the Safari Rally in the WRC, and we are happy and we are saying welcome home, WRC. Team Betika, all the best. We know you're going to make us proud, and we are rooting for you. I'll see you. One more time, a round of applause, round of applause. Makofi, 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 makofi. This is a very special moment as they raise their engines and start the journey to the next Safari Rally. Okay, our guest of honors can have their seat as they move out. Thank you very much. Bwana CEO, Patrick Njiru, legend, and Daktari Asante sana. Makofi, 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 makofi. A big congratulations. Thank you very much, Betika. Remember, we're still here enjoying ourselves, and we pray that they are going to do well. You can watch them. They're going to give you a showcase on the other side. And you're also going to be having the media interviews done. Media. One more time, thank you very much, our guest of honor, Daktari Ambassador. Tunashukuru sana kama vijana for supporting us, and we wish you well.
Yeah. Hello. You're getting me. Hello. I can't hear you. Let me call you later. One more. Bado iko live. Moja kamera yako ndiko live. Iko sawa mimi.
Acha?
Rizak. Tripod yangu iko.
Chukua yangu. I was looking for you.
Sasa golden amezima na pele.
Mike kuna.
Mike iko.
Mike kwa.
Mtu anakudandia interview ya CS.
Anafanya. Kuna mseto ambao tunamuinterview hapa sio wa Betika.
Nini?
Hata sound iko.
Iko, yuko pila pele.
Moja anaenda kufanya interview. Kuja. Shika microphone.
I think everybody realizes that this is historic and this is our own, and so there's a need for us to support it, so that as others come in, they can see that we are committed and we are determined to make a success of this. We have the safari rally now for the next 3 years, but I know that it will be continued, and so we start now and we continue into the future. And I think that's why it's so important that Betika is supporting young drivers, young navigators, giving them what they need, the tools that they need to compete without stress. Yeah, and so it's really grateful to Betika for that, and encouraging others to also come on board.
Yes. Waziri, regarding Olympics, I understand following your intervention, Team Kenya has been allowed to train at Kurume City. How important was that?
No, I think it's really critically important. It's something we worked with the Japanese on. They offered us Kurume City, way back 2 years ago, and we signed the contract and all that. So I think that, like somebody said yesterday, it was lost in translation. Yeah. The Japanese never threatened to sever the contract or to cancel the contract. They did. So, I think that we were able to clear that very quickly through phone calls, through engagements, both with Tokyo, the embassy here in Nairobi, to make sure that it was actually a misunderstanding and that it wasn't real. And we got that assurance because, again, we have channels of communication, right? In the same way that we entered into the contract, through the government avenues that existed, through the embassies, through the ministries that exist, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Sports. I think if there was going to be a cancellation, it should have taken the same route. And so we're just pleased that that little misunderstanding has been removed, and that our athletes will not get confused by the messaging that's coming out. And so I think we're clear. From yesterday, we were very, very clear that there was nothing of the sort, and that we are going to leave on schedule. The first team leaves on the 5th of July to Japan, and then the rest follow, depending on when they are participating in different events. So we're actually looking forward. We have a very strong and big team going to Japan. We are looking forward to more medals than we ever had. We've had a lot of time to practice, more than we normally do because of the pandemic. Our athletes have been in bubbles all this time, and they're telling me they're raring to go. We have the Olympic trials here in Nairobi at Kasarani from the 14th of June. And so, you're welcome to come and watch that. But we are all raring to go. We are happy that all the arrangements are in place. The government was very supportive, gave us all the resources we needed. And so we're in a good place. We're in a very good place. And we are grateful to government for that support.
There's a question about some triathlon events happening in Egypt. And there are allegations that the ministry is funding some illegal team, not really a team. Okay, they call it illegal because they say there was no selection for that team completely. Some people were handpicked because they are known by the federation members. How true is that?
Well, I don't think it's true. We have had a very vigorous process, very, very vigorous, of selecting our team. At the end of the day, we want the medals. We want the gold medals. And so nothing else is as important as making sure that we get the best into the races to compete. So I would just like to assure you that there's no favoritism. Everything is being done. You'll come to the trials. Everything's done in the open. You are here for all the selections, actually. Many of them took place in Nyayo. Only people who either met the terms or qualified, given the time and all that, are in the teams. But nobody else. So I just want to assure everyone that all is well. Of course, everybody wants to go, and that's human, and that is expected. And I just want to encourage everybody to continue training. There are other championships next year. There are others the year after. There are Olympics after that. And we will take anybody who is well prepared and who meets the requirements of time to participate in any events that come up in the future. Thank you.
The triathlon federation followed the regulations.
Everything was followed. Yes, everything was followed according to the letter. I don't have any reports of anything not having been followed. If I get those reports, of course I will share them. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
He's here. 1 minute. You want to take another interview? Kindly, please. Kindly, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you continue networking, as you are leaving at the back, the Betika has been kind enough to allocate each and every one of you a hamper. So as you're going to the back, as you're leaving, you can collect your hampers at the tables.
Am I supposed to say anything, or am I?
Courtesy of Betika.
Is it
Thank you very much.
Answer the questions.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Mr. CEO, how important is this deal, especially to the Kenyan driver ahead of the Safari Rally?
Well, first thing is that being away for 18 years makes it not only a unique event in that we are hosting the Safari Rally for the first time, which is another thing about a new generation of people who really never experienced this event in Kenya specifically. And so more of that we are investing in 4 local teams and 1 ladies team makes it even more special, because not only are we getting back the Safari Rally after a very long time, but we also are ensuring that we have very, very strong local participation by sponsoring 4 local teams. And of course we hope that they'll do well, but more importantly we hope that they can finish, and we can ensure that we can publicize that with the help of the press, of course, and the media fraternity. Yeah.
How difficult has it been for you, especially during the pandemic?
So in the beginning, when the pandemic started, I think when we got in the first lockdown in March last year, all sporting activity was suspended. So you know that in our business, we are very, very closely aligned with sports. So if there's no sports, then during that period, then you don't have anything happening. And specifically when in those months when we had a lot of sportsmen who were basically jobless and who could not do anything during that period, we supported the Ministry of Sports by also providing a stipend to the sporting fraternity, to athletes who were basically who could not get active during that period. And so as we've moved on, we've seen sporting has come back. But still, our stadiums are still closed. So we're maneuvering and navigating the difficulties, getting a little bit better. But of course, we are now learning to live with this pandemic. We are not so sure when things will be over. So specifically, we are learning how to be safe. We are learning how to understand and how to navigate. And hopefully, when we get the vaccines, we can get back and open the stadiums and get back to active sports and enjoy ourselves as well.
Yeah, for the first time in 19 years, you're having the Safari Rally Park, the WRC calendar. How important is it for other corporates also to follow suit, to support our own?
I think it's we view ourselves as a sporting nation, and we have always been known internationally as in athletics, where we do very well. We have done very well in rugby. We are very passionate in soccer, but we don't do that well, to be honest, but we are passionate about it. So it's another opportunity again to get involved in a different sporting activity that is not only very passionate, very involving, but also it is international. And when you are able to host one of these events in this country, then I think it's almost an obvious choice for any local corporate should be one of the choices to be able to be involved in this. I wouldn't understand why they wouldn't want to get into this activity, and especially to encourage the new generation of sportsmen that are coming up. Yeah.
And how long do you think the partnership is going to run?
Well, so for the beginning now, we've sponsored the WRC, the teams for the WRC, but we are looking for long-term partnerships. We are never people who always just do one event. We've had a partnership with Sofapaka for, I think, 2 years or more. We are sponsoring the soccer league here. We have many sponsorships that have extended more than a year. So to answer your question, it's probably going to be something that's going to be an ongoing thing.
And did you look to expand the current lineup in the future, given the success that it may bring?
So the more important thing is probably expand in terms of the activities, in terms of the different sports arenas that we do. And also we're looking up to having a Betika foundation, which would now also be a community-based support initiative. Not only going to be about sports, but also supporting community development and sustainability also in society as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You'll send me, I you send me. How will I get the video?
The video.
Next, are we still doing the intro? Huh?
Going to interview him, right?
Who?
Interview this guy.
Alone.
As Mediatec. Introduce yourself as Mediatec. As Mediatec. Sawa.
Nipatie sample of questions. Nipe kadhaa. Nipeni a sample questions. Nipe sample questions.
As Betika supported the local communities in terms of
About
sports.
what he has said here, get some sample questions. You are following what he was saying?
Yeah.
You
Na
can
nishamuuliza zenye nilikuwa nazo kwa kichwa. Niambie. Aha.
As Mediatec, what are as Betika, what are some of the community development? Nakusaidia.
Chill.
Thanks, Chris. Okay.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Nicholas Murutu, CEO of Betika. Okay, can I start again? Ready? Good afternoon. My name is Nicholas Murutu, CEO of Betika. Today we are here to basically launch 4 teams that we've sponsored for the Safari Rally. We have sorry. Sorry, the sound. Okay, ready? Let me know when you're ready. Okay, good afternoon. My name is Nicholas Mrutu, CEO of Betika. Today we are here to launch 4 teams that we've sponsored for the Safari Rally, the upcoming Safari Rally, which is going to be from the 24th to the 28th of June. We have essentially sponsored 3 gentlemen teams and 1 ladies team, and we look forward to them being able to finish the rally, and hopefully 1 or 2 of them can be in the top 10. This is not the only should I say platform that we've sponsored. We've been in soccer. We are getting into other activities, but also not forgetting that we are also doing community initiatives that basically focus on sustainability, helping communities, and also making sure that athletes are able to make a living while they are not in sports. So we have had a good relationship with the Ministry of Sports, and we look forward to maintaining this in the future and basically continuing such sponsorship in the long term.
Okay,
thank you.
Are there some activities that you Betika engage in?
Yes, currently we are sponsoring Sofapaka. We have got a lot of grassroots soccer, which we don't really publicize about. A lot of the local leagues you see in Eastlands and out of Nairobi are basically sponsored tournaments that we normally carry out with them. But also we are looking more towards sustainable initiatives with the foundation bit, which is not only about sports but also about community participation and community sustainability as well.
And what do you think is the future of Safari Rally in Kenya?
I think one is to make sure that we keep this event happening every year in Kenya. So it's upon, of course, support of the government to make sure that every season they will have one in Kenya. And then obviously now developing local teams that can participate not only in Kenya, but also being able to go to other Safari Rally or other WRC events that they can be able to gain experience in as well.
And with Betika mostly associated with soccer, what led to the diversification?
Nothing really. We're basically looking for anything that is exciting, youth, engaging the youth. Being that it was also an event that was being held in Kenya for the first time in a long, long while, it was also one way of looking to basically encourage a new generation of rally people who can also then continue and spread the word as we go. So we are always looking for different things that we can do, different games, different kinds of sports. But obviously, you know that soccer is widely supported and very passionate amongst Kenyans. So it's one of those things you can't ignore. But as we move on, there will be many other sporting events that we'll keep on supporting.
And with the ongoing pandemic, how do you think you can mitigate the current situation in Betika?
So the first thing that we've done when the pandemic started, we partnered with the Ministry of Sports to basically give a stipend to athletes who were basically not working, not earning, not being active. And so basically during that, we were able to provide a monthly stipend with other corporate sponsors, of course, and with the Ministry of Sports being the main guide of this. And so essentially that has continued to be our platform. When we look at Sofapaka, currently there are no games happening, but we are still supporting them. We still sponsor them, which contributes a lot to their players staying active and also continuing to earn a living. Okay? Thank you.
Who is he? Who is he?
I don't know, just wait until movies. Wacha huyo.
Mmeshamwachilia na nilikuwa nataka picha yake.
I need the background of a car. Hii tu ni ndefu sana.
Any questions?
Yeah, that's what I need just a background. Make it off.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, I'm from Mediatec. My name is Claire.
Nice to meet you.
We are live, remember? No, just yeah.
Yes. And we go. So what is your involvement in the Safari Rally?
I'm a navigator for the only actually all female crew with Maxine Wahome.
So what do you think is the impact that the Safari Rally will make this time?
It's going to be a big impact. Unfortunately, of course, we've got COVID, so there's going to be those restrictions as well with COVID and stuff. But it's going to be a really big for tourism as well.
And what do we expect to see in the future with Safari Rally?
Safari Rally, well, we hope it can carry on being back as a WRC event. Yeah.
So how are you preparing yourself for this?
It's a lot of mental stuff. So of course we've got the car to do as well, and there's a lot of preparation behind the scenes, which not many people see. So yes, there's a lot of preparations happening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tutafanyanga dry runs.
Are you live on FB, man?
We are live.
Oh, you're live?
Hmm? Golden, come. Jackson kuchukua tuna kwenda. Alafu tukiwa just finish the show. Uchukua hiyo Andrew.
Andrew ndio liko. Ni Andrew mgani?
Huyu.
Niko kwa ile show.
Just a minute.
Panda angalia kamera na mambo ngapi?
Atazihesabu.
Amesema atakuua. Hadi hata sikuti.
Mimi nashughulikia hapa. Mimi nashughulikia hapa nyembeka. Na hizo picha kutoka vizuri yote. They are very important.
Goldie.
Alikuwa ananiambia finish it off, niseme
ngoja tuinterview jamaa.
Interview nani?
Zima tu hiyo. Ngoja kuja hapa. Sasa upia na muziki yake.
science, once you understand the science, then you know that force travels on a straight line, and you are moving force. When you are moving force, you don't have to move force by force, you roll. That is the best training I would want to tell our matatu guys. Because every time you see a car rolling on the straight forward, huyu jamaa amejaribu kuchange ile force na force, ndio anaanguka. Yeah.
So science inaingilia hapo.
The science,
yeah, science
is science is physics. You see every corner, you have to be as straight as you can, because you can't force to go around the corner. That is the trick about the whole of it. Try and be as straight as you can and calm, and make sure that everything that you do is positive.
Na katika enzi yako mashindano, unaweza kusema unajivunia nini?
Mimi najivunia Wakenya bana. Wakenya waliniunga mkono. Wakenya wa tabaka mbalimbali. Kuna wakati mmoja tulikwenda huko Tambaji, na huko kipande ya Terengani tukienda kupanda na hii mlima, na kulikuwa gari zimekwama. Watu walikuja pale wa Kenya wakasikia gari ya patrol iko pale nyuma. Ilikuwa 5 barabarani. Brother, waliinua gari wote. Wakainua gari wakatupitisha kule mbele, wakaweka gari mbele ya kila mtu. Yaani ukiona ule moyo wako nao.
Na Patrick ulikuwa na jina kubwa. Ushawahi kufikiria kuwa ama kuania kitu cha kisiasa?
Hapana, hamna wasiwasi bana. Hiyo mambo ya kisiasa bana.
Na nyumbani watu ushaikuwa na msukumo kutoka nyumbani?
Bana, watu wajua mambo ya watu wana siasa. Siasa iko na wenyewe. Wale wenyewe wenye siasa unajua wao ni specialist. Na sasa wewe ukiingia katika ile, sisi ni watu wa michezo na katika wana sport, na sisi tunafuata mambo haya. Manake unajua, nimeangalia kina Joka Denge, nimeangalia kina Kipchoge Keino vile walivyokuwa, akina John Ngugi, kina Paul Terregat. Hao ni watu wa enzi zetu zote zile, tumekuwa tunashiriki nao, tunakaa pamoja. Unaona hawa jamaa bwana, wakati ule tulikuwa kila mtu tunatengeza mpira, tunasema kadenge na mpira, kadenge na mpira, kadenge na mpira, kadenge na mpira bwana.
So watu wa nyumbani hawasemi kwamba wewe usimame kiti kule, MCA, mbunge, governor
kule. Manake kitu cha kwanza, mimi niko na taabu moja nikwambie. Bwana Raila Amolo Odinga ni mbunge wangu wa Langata kutoka 92. Alikuja, mimi ndio nilimpigania kampeni ya kuingia kule. Bwana Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta ni rafiki yangu. Bwana William Ruto ni rafiki yangu. Bwana Musalia Mudavadi ni rafiki yangu. Bwana Kalonzo Musyoka ni rafiki yangu. Moses Wetangula, wote ni marafiki zangu. Sasa tukikutana mambo katika hizi vitu, naona sasa utaingia upande gani? Utagombana nao kila mtu. Njia nzuri ni kukaa kando, mnakuwa na urafiki na mnakaa nao wote vizuri. Kile kitu kinachotendeka, wakitaka advice, positive advice, unapeana.
Na Patrick Njiro uzeeki baba.
Kweli. Hauzeeki. Huyu hao wazee wajua ni wazee wa zamani bwana. Bwana huyu bwana amenifanya mpaka ni sweat bwana.
Unaweza rudi kwa uwanja tena.
Unaweza rudi kwa uwanja. Huyu bwana amenitoa sweat bwana, hiyo interview.
Patrick Njiro, swali moja. Wewe time ya rally uko imaliza Eldoret rally. Hebu tuambie kidogo.
Kule ni
Boris, leta kamera hapa.
Sijawahi kushinda Eldoret.
Mbona vina kamera? Well, how did you become a rally driver, Mr. Patrick Njiro?
It's an amazing story. It's a movement because, first of all, to be very honest with you, I wanted to become a priest. I had gone to the seminary, in Kobu Seminary, wanting to become a priest. Then I didn't have shoes those days. We were very poor. That's in the 60s. I was moved back, so I came back home, and then after that, there was the Easter which was following, and we were in a church service when the rally cars started passing, and everybody left the church, apart from us who were altar boys already then. Then the priest said, okay, even you guys go. He was an Italian priest. So after that, my story now, a long story, starts because we went there, we started getting the feeling of the cars and how they were moving. And you know, in the village, we only had one Land Rover for the priest. There were no two other cars. But out of it, I thank God, I think there is some plans that he had for me. And I have been very religious and very, committed. Then I managed to study through the primary, and then I went to the secondary. Then I went to the Polytechnic. After I finished the Polytechnic, I got a scholarship through an uncle of mine, who was then Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs, Kamuithi Munyi, and went to Japan. When I went to Japan and I landed there, you can't believe the story of the day. It was winter. I had left here in January when it was very hot. And when I landed there, it was winter, minus. And these guys, I was wearing a T-shirt, and they all ran around to try and get some clothes for me because they were asking, what is this? There was no communication, there was no knowledge like now. But a long story short, in Japan, I got friends. Then we went into these rally cruises and rally circuits. And it was in there now, I managed to come back with a car which was semi-rally prepared. That's how I got into the rally.
And in Kenya here, when was, maybe in your career as a rally driver, when was your first rally and how was it?
My first rally was in Coca-Cola Rally. It used to be Coca-Cola Rally in 1980, whereby we finished 8th overall with Dave Masharia. We were with Dave Masharia as my first co-driver, and when we finished that time, it became a big hit because that everybody started noticing, and we were only driving a 1400cc Court Lancer, and the rally was all over the night. Then in the morning we emerged 8th overall. So from there now we got somebody who had advised us, look, go to the training rallies, go to the Kenya Motor Sport Club and go to the training rallies, start with the training rallies and then move pole. And that's how we started. We went to the Kenya Motor Sport Club. Then we used to be at the Joseph Kang'ethe, where Moi Nairobi Girls is. That's where the clubhouse was. So we moved there, we created the training rallies, we did all the training rallies and then rose. But by 1984, now I got a Subaru. Once I got the Subaru, that's where now the whole story starts, because it was so positive and then it ended up in such a nice way, because we got a sponsorship now, like the way these guys have got sponsorship. Andrew and Manzin, they've got a sponsorship. We got a sponsorship from Subaru Motorsports Group of Japan. And that's how we managed to come now to the rise.
Well,
how can you compare the sport during your age, your time?
Basically,
the sport right now, how is the competition?
Yeah.
I think the sport now, it has been quiet for the last 18 years. Our time now, if we get that gap of that now where it has moved off, now, coming in to be so digital, and our time when it was mechanical, even the holders were mechanical. These days they have electronics. They use the electronic gadgets on one single holder. So the times have really changed, and I think, I don't know how we can put the comparison in that question. Is it Maradona or is it Messi? I don't know. Times do change.
Can you say that your fame, how did it influence your career?
It's true. I mean, it has changed my lifestyle completely. It has made me become more knowledgeable, more open, more know how to handle the people, how to work with the rest of the people, and how to deal with the people, and how to create business out of the whole of this thing. At the end of the day, it's all business. And in business is a big advertising industry. And with all of that, that is how we bring in the best entertainment. You bring the movement to the studios and to the theaters and to the radio stations, and then you pull the sponsors.
And would you encourage the younger generation to get the sport?
Absolutely, absolutely. That is the future. That is the future that we have, and because I was not able to convince my own children. I have 3 boys, but I was not able to convince my own boys to come into motorsport because they didn't have that much interest. They went into basketball, swimming, and now one is into bicycle racing. So I leave everybody, I give everybody, you know, you give everybody a chance.
The partnership with Betika, final question, partnership with Betika, how will it impact?
Betika's sponsorship, I tell you, is massive. It's huge. It's going to bring in a big change, and this needs to be lauded by everybody, even as you have heard the minister saying. It's a very important thing because out of all of that, what they have really put into picture, into perspective, it's not just I mean, you can see the whole of this, and this gives you a big feeling. Betika has come up in one of the most important moments in our life and in Kenya to come and bring in these drivers, these young drivers, and I'm sure they're going to be energized.
One more thing, can I take a picture?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Kuja hapa.
Lazima apige picha na kamera.
Picha.
Yes.
Tupige.
Okay, I'm taking with this one.
Oh, yes. Thanks.
Alafu pia mimi usikose mimi.
Shika hapo.
I'd say my team and I are 60% there. We've done majority of the work. The rest is small things we'll do, sitting in the car, testing, navigating, learning my new navigator. I'd say we're almost there.
Almost there. It's going to be your first time?
Yes, this is my first rally, first safari.
It's going to be intense compared to other rallies that you participated in the country. What do you expect?
I expect a finish. I'm not planning to win anything. I just expect to finish, bring the car back clean, the good position as a finish.
Yeah, you've received a major boost today, partnership deal with Betika. What does it mean to you?
It means a lot. They've helped us a lot in getting the car ready. So we're looking forward not to disappoint them.
Sir? Okay. Sir, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
PTC
Umeinterview Patrick Njeru? Tukate.
Wacha tumalize. You are man in great demand. You are in great demand.
Morris, be short siko sawa. Shika mic. You're finishing. Get your facts right. Because anamaliza.
Aje? Oh.
Happy golden model. Check up.
What is this complicated?
Ati? Finishing off. Nisonge nyuma. Hapa. Hapo. Huh? Thank you for joining us on